so we just got this Safety First Classic Playard. It looks like item number 0332. And it is a baby playpen and bassinet and changing table. So we're going to take it out of the box and put it together and see what it looks like. Alright, cut the top of it. Open it up. Alright, just pulling it all out, sliding all out. That's everything in the box. Undoubtedly my cat will go in that box. It all sort of comes together. This is probably what it looks like folded up. You got this thing, you got, looks like a traveling bag that it comes with. Alright, so looking at this, it's folded up. It has these two Velcro straps. That looks like it kind of keeps it connected. It's got this handle for carrying. Let's see if we undo the Velcro straps. Alright, this is probably, I don't know, maybe the changing table part of it. Now this will probably unfold. Alright, so that unfolds. It's on wheels here, so this whole thing sort of telescopes up. And the bottom has some kind of locking mechanism. It kind of telescoped up. There's a bottom that has a wheel on it, so I haven't seen any instructions yet. So let's look for those. Okay, so I think there are instructions. Okay, so it looks like there's quick instructions on the back of this big green mat thing, and a little more detailed instructions here. Okay, so the quick instructions, so we unroll the mat. So to stand the playard up, what this basically says is you have to do the top rails before you do the bottom. So there's things that connect on the top and the bottom, and this top stuff has these rails, and then this has a red dot in it. And we have to snap these into place before we do the bottom. So to snap these into place, I think we just lift up on it. Yeah, we lift up on it compared to everything else. Now it's in place, and now we just have to do the other four. We'll lift up on each of these sides. Might have to push down on the rest of the stuff. Now that's in place, and now we'll kind of try to stand it up, and then there, push down on the bottom. Now it's kind of in playpen mode, and it looks like this mat can either go on the bottom. So this mat has 4 Velcro straps on each of the corners, and then 2 of the Velcro straps were kind of bundling it all up at the beginning. So this mat could go on the bottom if your kid's older, and then you can put it on the bottom, and then there's little holes here that these Velcro straps can go through, and then Velcro onto the bottom, one on each corner. So that's what you could do if you want. Now this would basically be playpen mode, and I guess it should be for toddlers. Or if your kid's older, then you need to put it in bassinet mode, and that's okay. So we can tell right now. We can tell this top part's secure because this all has green on it. If it was not, when we first pulled it out, it was all red because it wasn't locked into place yet. And I actually think you can't unlock this top stuff until you pull up on the bottom. So as long as this thing's standing up and the bottom's locked, the bottom's kind of in place, then this thing you can't unlock the top stuff. So we're gonna have the baby first, of course, so we'll put it in bassinet mode. I think what we need, first thing we need to do, we need to take this mattress off because we use the same mattress can be used for the play pad or the bassinet. So I just attached one of these Velcro straps before, so I just need to pull one off, of course. You'd want to have all 4 attached. Alright, so this bassinet, it looks like there's obviously a long side and a short side. And these little plastic C-clips will go in around the edge of the stand-up part. And we're doing this, so this little bassinet part has these metal bars on it. And we're doing this so the metal bars are on the upside of the bassinet when we're installing it. And then we'll put clips on each of the sides. We'll get 2 clips. Kind of might have to pull these. You might have to pull these open a little bit to get them to go on. So there's 8 of these total, 2 on each side. And they kind of just snap on pretty easily. Alright, now this metal part, these kind of fit together. It's a little bit challenging actually, but there's a wider piece and narrower piece, and narrower piece just slots into the wider piece. And so then when those are attached, that's nice and sturdy. And then this mattress will go back on the top. And so on this mattress, there's this Velcro straps. There's Velcro on each corner, and then there's Velcro in the middle. And so it looks like this Velcro that's in the middle will line up with this Velcro. And then this Velcro on the corners will line up. So it looks like you mostly just have to place it in the corners. I guess we're make sure the straps are tucked down so they don't go up above the pad. I'll reach around and make sure. Looks like you can kind of reach through this gap and make sure that they're pressed firmly in the middle ones too. Tuck the tag under. And alright, now I think it's in bassinet mode. And it seems pretty sturdy. The mattress is reasonably cushioned. Okay, and it looks, I think there's also changing table mode. Okay, so to put together the changing table was still in that carrying bag, and I already took it out. Took the little styrofoam doohickeys, little styrofoam off the end caps. In addition, there were two of these pins in this plastic bag. One of them I've already installed, and I'll show you how to install the other. But first, this changing table, on each side of it there's basically two halves, and these need to go together. So there's a Velcro strap that you can undo. And then you just need to kind of try to fit one end in, and then instead of muscling it in, turn it around and do the other end. And because the first end was mostly right, this end will go in a little easier. And you can push down on the button, and that will slide in until it clicks. Then you can go back to the first end and push down on the button. In this case, it sort of already went in, and slide till it clicks. And then attach this Velcro that was looping around the bars. Okay, so now this is what the changing table will look like when it's on there, but we have to use these two pins, which is what's going to keep it attached to the playpen, to the play yard. So this goes in, there's a long side, basically there's two slot holes, and that needs to insert into here, and it needs to go in such that this metal pin faces outward. So this metal pin's facing outward, and this little plastic tooth thing is facing inward. And so the easiest way to do that is to put that in here. There's this little metal or plastic, maybe, tooth that you can pull out of the way. You slot that in, and if you push it, you'll see the tooth engages. Okay, so now that's installed, and now we can just put it on the playpen. So put it on the playpen. On the side of the playpen that doesn't have the wheels on it, there's two holes at the top, and the two little grommets that we just installed are going to slot into those holes. And the reason we put the little plastic tooth pointed inward is that's how these are installed. So if we put these into the holes, we can slot one in, rotate it, and then you can press down, and then so that just snapped in. Otherwise I was going to use this little metal tab to push it in. And if we do the same thing on the other side, it slots in and then just goes in. Alright, so now the whole thing's assembled. It's got the changing table. It appears to have wheels on two sides, so we could, if we're using this in the house, we could pick this up and wheel it. It's fairly light. It's 20 to 30 pounds probably, so it's not too hard to just pick up and carry. And now I guess we'll see how easy it is to disassemble and pack up. So we'll just do everything we did backwards. Alright. So on that changing table, the two little metal tabs. I did the first one. This one will pull out, and then the whole thing will lift off. And I don't think this will just fit in the bag as it is, so we need to turn it over, undo the Velcro on both sides, and then we can press this little button on the first side and pull. It doesn't quite pull out all the way, so we'll turn it around. Press the button on the second side. Press this little button on the second side, and this one pulls out. And then we should be able to go back and do the first side. So I had a lot of trouble. I was trying to play with these metal legs before, and I had a lot of trouble getting them out, so I don't actually think you need to. I think this thing will just pack up without uninstalling these little metal leg pieces. Alright, now I'm going to take this off. This should just be a simple matter of unsnapping the plastic from the edge. Well, actually first, I guess we'll pull this off the Velcro. Set it aside. And then this should be a simple matter of unsnapping this from each of the edges. which is about as challenging as doing it, snapping them in the first place. So not super hard, but not super easy. And I think these, I guess, will just pull apart. Once again, we're going to do one side first. I don't know if there's a trick to this, but I just sort of had to push the corners down so it wasn't bunching, and then pull pretty hard. So basically just stretching the fabric a little bit so it can go out. I guess maybe if you... It might be better to just push inward, pull out, and then push. Yeah, I guess move inward a little bit, but it's a little bit challenging to get those undone. That probably folds up. And then this, if I remember right, we had to do the top part before we did snapped in the bottom when we assembled it, so we have to go the other way when we're unassembling it. So it looks like I can pull up, there's a string here that I can pull up, and that unlocks. And then these I need to first pull up, and then push in. So I need to pull up so it takes the tension off, and then push the button in, and then push down on all four sides. So I pull up, push a button in, and then push down. And it actually gets a little challenging once it starts to collapse on me. So I pull up, get the button, now it's collapsing. I'll just grab on the bottom with one side, pull up, button, and then that nicely folds up. And then somehow this is all going to pack up. Okay, so if I remember, this was in there, went into the case by itself. I guess I'll fold these in. Try to roll it up. And this was wrapped around the outside, if I remember right. So this all should go in the bag. Okay, so that'll fit in the bag. It looks like they did give you a little bit of extra room, so you didn't have to be quite as efficient of packing it as the factory was. And I'll zip it up. Alright, so we have everything in the bag. Looks like there's kind of a solid spot on the bottom that will set on one of these. One of those four pads, and then roll the one end around over the top, and this side will come up, and then this is what we undid when we first started, but this Velcro slots through this little rivet or grommet on both the top and the bottom. Alright, so now we've played and now it's packed, and I guess we're ready to go. Thank you.